Welcome back to PS We Are Exploring, the space where we dive into stories that inspire, empower, and remind us of what's possible. Today, I have the honor of sitting with a woman whose life's work has touched communities locally, nationally, and across the world. Pauline Christian is a leader, an advocate, an entrepreneur, and a visionary whose impact spans decades. From championing Black excellence in Canada to representing our nation on global stages like the United Nations, to building programs that uplift families and communities. Her journey is nothing short of extraordinary. But today, we are not just exploring her accomplishments, we are exploring the heart behind them, the experiences, the resilience, and the purpose that shaped her path. Pauline, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me, Pauline.
You're very welcome. I know you took time out of your busy schedule to sit with me. And I know we're going to have a very inspiring conversation.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. So I will just jump into it. So my first question, Pauline, how do you do it? How do you do all these things? I just want to share with the audience some of her accomplishments. Now she's president of Educational Foundation for Children's Care Canada. Just to name a few, she's Canada's top 20 women in 2010 by Women's Post Canada, Most Amazing Woman by Maranatha News and Women Alive in 2010. Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee. Also, she got an award from the Government of Canada. You'll have to explain these. City of Toronto Bob Marley Visionary and Leadership Award. Harry Jerome President Award. Wow. Top 100 accomplished Black Canadian women. You make me so proud.
Thank you,
Past
Pauline.
President, Black Business and Professional Association, 2009 to 2017. Honorary Chief of Police, Toronto.
That's a big shock to me as well.
It doesn't shock me when I see your track record. 100 most influential Black Canadian in 2023 to 2024. And then she didn't stop there. She co-authored a book celebrating 30 years of excellence in the Black community. That's up there, 2012. And she's an author. She's an author with her own book, Breaking Barriers in Pursuit of Excellence, 2024. You have to tell us how you did it. How you did it. So my first question to you, what do you think about your journey? It's a long journey, exciting journey.
Yes.
What moments makes you into what you are today?
That's a very great question, Pauline. When I think about it, I think that number one, I think is God.
Yes.
And
yes.
because I'm following my passion and my purpose. And again, is because of my groundedness in my Christian faith.
Yes.
And so I was brought up as a Seventh-day Adventist, and I lived like 2 minutes from church. And so my environment, my community was church. And then I went to church school. And so, and that's why today my kids, went to Christian school, as well as my grandkids, because I see the benefits. I realize that when you are brought up on a spiritual footing, that you are grounded. You're grounded because you understand the fullness of life, the fullness of why you're being placed on earth, and what your purpose is. And so one of my questions to the Almighty is always, why am I here? Because I realize that when, I know I might get a little graphic, when you have your parents coming together and there's so many sperms running around, millions of them, and for you to be brought into this earth, then how do you take that lightly? You were chosen to be here. And so if I'm chosen to be here, I have to fulfill my purpose. And so once you ask the blueprint from God and you're given the blueprint, you should walk into it. So every day I walk into my truth. So I don't look for, we all need support and endorsements and recognition, but I first need to know that what's thus said the Lord. This is why you want, and so people, even sometimes, close people of yours may say like, why the community so much, in you, and why don't you do this over doing that? And it's again because I know what my purpose is, and I believe, just like in our faith, one of our people call her prophetess, Ellen G. White. The reason why she was given such a big order, and she was blessed by God in being such a supporter in guiding the light for our faith, is because the same assignment was given to others. Foy was given the assignment. However, he never moved on it. And so when you don't move when God says to move, what are you hindering? Or what are you preventing? So in my, so I've been really enjoying my journey, and it's because I really focus on who my God is and what He wants me to do. And if He says yes, then I follow.
Amen.
And then you realize that everything, because sometimes I wonder about myself, like, how did I even get here? Like I'm just coming from G20, right? A few weeks ago, and being down in South Africa, and I get the chills because I'm thinking, like, even how did I even get here amongst, different presidents and the rulers of our world, and trying to make a statement about us as a people, and from a civilian point of view, and meeting with other brothers and sisters to ensure that the right policies are in place, and to not forget us or not knowing who we are. So it excites me every time I'm given that opportunity. Last year, in 2024, almost in 2026, in 2024, the federal government sent me to the United Nations as one of the delegates to get involved and to, again, making sure we had another decade of people of African descent where the focus would be on us, and how talking about reparation and education, and how do we uplift our people in society across the world, because we were disenfranchised, and something needs to happen to give us that extra support, so we can be people of significance and feel that we're valued in our community.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And so my next question is, how you can wear all these hats? What has grounded you through all these seasons of your life? What keeps you sane as you go through these
I know. It's you have to get rid of the fluff, because it will come at different intersections of your life. You'll see that you could get distracted if you're not grounded in your faith. And I know, even for example, when my husband was paralyzed for 4 years, and my kid, I had kids going to university, and I think that was one of those moments where, even in my book, I talk about how your crucibles are sometimes your direction to your greatness.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Pauline. I tell you, that's really inspiring. So now we want to talk a little bit about the Black Business and Professional Association that you were president to for a while. And I want to know now, what lessons have you learned from that chapter in your life?
That period of my life was really significant.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my whole life.
Yes, my whole life.
I'm even thinking about it. Well, I was the longest served president of the Black Business and Professional Association of Canada. And during that time, I understand the impact of community, because since George Floyd, the presidents and the EDs, they are maybe funded for their service. But back in my time, it was free. Mm-hmm. So it's like working for the church as a volunteer. Yeah. So being the president, most people thought that, okay, not knowing that it's my previous life, why I function the way I do or live the way I do. Mm-hmm. I always say, charity money doesn't give me all this. It's money, because I believe that if you enter into the charitable world, and it's sometimes individuals will look at you and say, okay, it depends on where you are, and they don't want to see that if you weren't at a certain social economic level that they see too much scaling. And it's just how people are. So most people would say, with Pauline, she's a contributor to the BBPA, because when I came, you were not paid to do the job. But I was really fascinated by the opportunities that it lends me, right? And I was able to travel with Prime Minister Harper to Jamaica on his first historic business trip, and I thought that was, how did I get here?
That's awesome.
Being able to go to the White House, being able to have two presidents, both President Harper and President Trudeau, to be my to be my keynote speakers. And again, a great opportunity for me, because when former Justin Trudeau came to speak for me at the Harry Jerome Awards, which is at that time was the most prestigious awards for African Canadians. And I remember telling him telling his advisors that, because it's held on Sabbath, that, meeting me in the green room at 6 o'clock, because, the president has to meet the prime minister, and then you go from there. So I know I got a call that, the prime minister was here, and it was 5:45. I said, yeah, 5:45, I'm still sitting at the side of the building in my car, because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. It gave me an opportunity to talk about my religion, because I believe as a people, we should be proud of who we are and not be scared of speaking out when we have to. So when I said that to them, that, I said 6, so you guys would still have to wait for about 15 minutes. You'd have to wait for 15 minutes or so, because it's not, my sunset hasn't set yet. So they were kind of shocked, right? And it's like, how dare you? This is the prime minister. Yeah. This is the prime minister.
You're bold.
But I said, yeah, but you got to be bold. And so I am very bold and fierce in what I believe in. And I am obedient to God. So, when you're obedient to God and you're not walking with chip on your shoulder, sometimes people put chip on your shoulders, yes. But you got to really that's right, and move on. So, it encourages me to be like that. And also when on the trip with Prime Minister Harper, I remember on the Sabbath, they were supposed to go to, they were somewhere, I think it was Jamaica House or something like that. And I said, it's on Sabbath, I either go to church or I worship in my room. and some people couldn't figure it out. But I thought that those were just great opportunities to stand up. When you're great, and that's why I tell people, when you're all about excellence, that society will need you, right? And so they will embrace you.
Yes.
When you are the top of your game, that's when you need to shine and speak truth to power, because you know who you believe in. And I do it all the time. And I'm not scared of going on camera and say that, yeah, this is my belief. When I get an opportunity, that's how I have to raise eyebrows to know that, okay, this is what, is my spirituality that grounds me why I'm this today.
And you have done this with grace.
I've
seen you, and you have done it with grace. Now you have represented Canada on global stages, including the United Nations. I want to know, how does that feel, and how does that deepen your sense of purpose?
I think that was a great opportunity, and again, I was kind of surprised when I got the call, because I was in conversations a week ago about some injustices that I see around, and how certain people were not being given opportunities, and I was making my demands up on the Hill, and then days after I was told, Pauline, do you want to go to Switzerland? Be one of the delegates for the federal government. I'm thinking, okay, I guess I spoke hard enough. So sometimes you get some brownie points, and sometimes you get some extras, because they also realize that, oh, she's not doing this for herself. I don't even shop. I'm the same way from I was 18. I just do community, and I just do God. That's just my thing. I push community and I push God.
That's good.
And I want to be the best version of myself, and I allow God to use me, because if He uses me, because I also believe that, we're here for two reasons: to worship God, which is, I believe, is the cross.
Yes.
To worship God on the vertical, and to serve humanity on the horizontal.
Yes.
So once I'm serving God, and I take His orders and follow His guidelines, and I stretch my arm out and give to my community, and ensure that people are taken care of. And that's why the Martin Luther King means so much to me. So when certain institutions claim that they cannot fund because they no longer do awards and scholarships, I got to say, keep your money. And people say, how do you do it? And the first time I did it, first year, say, yeah, better keep your money. A friend under 40 gave $5,000 more than the bank.
See?
Okay?
You see? That's such a testimony.
Yeah, so you can't be watered down. Allow circumstances, because I believe that the greatest or the most successful entrepreneurs should be Christian people. It's your faith. You got to go out there, and knowing that God is behind the decision that you're making. And if you go with that kind of confidence and courage and resilience, you'll be fine.
So your global perspective is powerful. And here at home, your work continues to shape communities. And you had mentioned Martin Luther King.
Yes.
So that's going to be my next one now. As the founder of MLK.
I'm sorry for him, because that's when you're trapped by demonic forces. That sometimes you're out, it's an out-of-body experience. You could see that he's not even, from a spiritual perspective, looking at this, he's not even conscious as what he was doing. Because it was okay to treat Black people like we're nobodies. So, so God knows why, but we have to take our lessons. And I always say that as a Christian, that when I look at why I love being a Seventh-day Adventist, is because the Seventh-day Adventist movement came out of the abolition. Ellen G. White was one of the greatest abolitionists. She used to hide people, hide the black people, feed them, take care of them. So for us to sit back and just not do anything about the social injustices in our community, it's not cute. So I said to myself, if it's only me, I'm going to do it. But I have a whole army of people and businesses and stuff like that will support. Like this year, last year we gave 9 scholarships. We're giving close to 20 scholarships this year. And then, so we got to raise a good $70,000, $80,000 to do the event.
Yes.
Got to do it.
Yeah, that's
not
good.
Thinking or doubting. Got to do it.
And you will.
Yeah.
Yes, we know you. Your book, Breaking Barriers in Pursuit of Excellence, speaks. You have the book?
Pause.
So we are going to touch on another chapter in your life. Your author. Your book, Breaking Barriers in Pursuit of Excellence, speaks to resilience. And my question is, what is one barrier you overcame and changed you from the inside out? What's one barrier you had to overcome?
While coming up the ladder, corporate Canada, it was very difficult, even though it was satisfying to some degree. When you look at what I had to endure to break the ceiling, because back in my day, they believed that I know I would be repeatedly told, you're developing material, we're grooming you, but you're grooming me. I'm the most qualified, but there's no movement. So it's like rhetoric, You're ready for promotion, and then an opportunity came about when my manager was given an opportunity to go to do a different project in a different province. And so I heard about it, and at that time, at first too, I believe that I should work my butt off, but not say anything, because we're Christian, we don't want to be disruptive. So I would do that until I started to ask for mentorship, because at that time, there were not a lot of Black women that are in the positions that you're looking forward to, right? And so I had a white lady who was a VP. I asked her if she could be my mentor, right? And so sometimes you have to be courageous.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to know what's going on up there.
Yes.
And if I don't know, I can reposition, recalibrate to get myself ready for that, right? Because I'm being told I'm ready, but no movement is happening.
Yes.
And then I was told, but Pauline, it's good that you have the highest performance ranking, but when I go to the review board, nobody else knows who Pauline is.
Yes.
Why did you tell me that?
Yes.
So you got to go out there and sell yourself.
Yes.
So, all the like when the different companies, they sponsor like different awards and that kind of stuff, and I would ask, how do I get involved with going out and representing Bell, right? And it's surprising, but it's through Bell why I got connected with the BBPA, because Bell was a sponsor of the BBPA. And then I asked to be the one representing the award on behalf of Bell. I got in there, and then I realized what was going on at that level. And so I started to ask. So they always say, Pauline, and then I used to wear my hair short. Pauline always is ready when called upon to go present an award or this, that, or the other. But I realized that it allowed me in a different space, get me to, get others to know who I am. So sometimes we can't sit down in the corner saying, I'm so great. If nobody knows you, you got to know how to market yourself and, ask for opportunity. So I sat there for 10 years, not understanding the role. And that's why for me, like the business expo you see we were doing, and the Martin Luther King, and finding these young people, apply for the scholarship. A, B, C, D. You got to do that because you realizing back in your day that nobody was there to mobilize you and motivate you. And that's why mentorship to me is so critical for the movement. And that, I believe that all of us, especially ones who have made it through the gate, we need to ensure that the ones coming up are mentored and are ready and feel valued, that they can do their best and be the best version of themselves and be significant in the community.
And I like that. I already have my copy of the book. I'm going to put this in the comment section so you can get yours. I'm going to read from page 79. And one thing she said, she speaks her truth. Here she said, amidst all this, my determination to shatter barriers and continue my quest for fulfilling and rewarding career remained unshaken. The corporate maze, which initially seemed daunting, gradually transformed into an intriguing puzzle, awaiting to be solved.
That's right.
I began to identify my unique place and purpose within this environment. You need to get a copy of this book. That is awesome.
Thank you, Pauline.
Very, very awesome. So when it comes to getting out, I like how you put it. If a young person who is watching this, they can learn and inspired by you how to get themselves out there. You just have to listen and follow. So the next question is, as a successful entrepreneur, what wisdom do you wish more people understood about building something meaningful, especially in the community?
Yeah, my biggest advice would be, I always say, just to a smaller version of me would be, I know we're told to, go to school, be your best, become a dentist, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher. Nothing is wrong with that. But because I've been there, done that, and realized that when I needed corporate Canada the most, after being such an iconic worker, they turned their backs on me because my husband was sick and I needed time. One vice president made me an office in my house, a previous house, and the minute that, in corporate Canada, there's always movement. And that's why I like owning my own.
Yes.
I move what's going on, but I can't be moved, right? So they moved that president and vice president. Then a new person came in who wanted me to provide information that I had to get signed off from my vice president on. And because of that, they were heard by it. And then that person became my VP and then said, now the boys club is now broken up. I was like the girl because I was so good, right? So everybody kind of, the president, vice president, they pushed me, right? And so she started to give me a hard time. She put me in a smaller office. Then when I was given an office at home, she called me back to work in downtown Toronto when my husband couldn't walk. Never give up, never give up. And I think even with that happening to us, that was a part of God's work, because I was able to forget corporate Canada and invest in ourselves, right? If that didn't happen, I would think that I'm still the chosen, right? I would think that and just continue. But with that, it showed me the light. And I always say that when the demon raises his head, you must take note, and then you start to devise your exit strategy. So once I see that, I realize if they do you this, you're going to put some more decades into something like this. Because I always think that most times for us, why people work for decades and then, sorry to say, but they die after, it's because of the shock as to how disappointed they get when they're used to a standard of living and all of a sudden it's taken away from them. And how do they survive? But when you own your own gig, and that's why it's, like even the workshop that the expo that I'm putting on, it's about, talking entrepreneurial talks and letting the young people understand that even though you might have a position in corporate Canada or corporate America, it's always important to have a side gig. I want to give my life to helping the seniors and that kind of stuff. So that's why I went into the nursing home business.
So that's so good. When you think, you just said part of this, when you think about the next generation of leaders who might be watching, what do you hope they do or feel from your story?
Number one, be grounded in your faith. Because there are many times when I could not see the end and I just had to trust God. I can't see it, and that's why it becomes really exciting at the end, because you realize that I could not see through this. So there must be a God. How did I get through this rough period of my life, if there weren't a God? So it really, helps to ensure that we understand that the God we serve will always come through at the right time.
Amen. So that's well said. As we wrap up, I want to bring you back to you again, the woman behind all this. And right now, in this chapter of your life, what are you exploring? Whether personal, spiritual, or creatively? What's the next chapter of this?
I need to just advance and continue to create capacity or improve on capacity building with the younger generation. So I really focus on youth, as you may already know.
Yes.
And so my driving force is, like even at the church, I'm responsible for communications, and every 2 years you're given a number of people to work with, and normally for me they're normally young people, and if I need help, I make sure that I look throughout the church and see young people who may not have a role or have a job in the church, have an officer's role, and I would get them on board and I start to mentor them. So, I bring them, I try to have young people at my house at least once or twice a year, where they see excellence being played out. So they know that it's possible, because sometimes I think young people think that as Christians, we got to be poverty stricken and, but they need to understand that the same God that, gives us the idea is the same one that will allow that same idea to come to fruition. So we just have to trust him and not give up. And the darkest time, in the darkest time of your life, that's when the light's about to shine through. So if it's not dark, then the light is not coming through. So I always say, get dark. I'm ready for it. Get darker. Because the darkest it gets, the light is about to shine through.
That's a good inspiring story, because never give up.
That's right.
That's basically it, right?
Yes.
Never give up. Always push forward. Pauline, I am so honored to be in your presence.
Thank you. I'm honored to be yours as well,
Thank
Pauline.
you for sharing your heart, your wisdom, and your journey with us today. Your story is a reminder that leadership is not just about titles.
That's right.
It's about service, courage, and staying rooted in purpose.
Yes.
I just want to add thank you for your service to our Black community. We
You're
do
welcome.
appreciate you.
And thank you for your service as well. You know, we're in there collaboratively, right?
Yes.
You know, we have different parts to play.
And I know I haven't reached your capacities
Yeah,
yet,
no, what
but
you
with
do, yeah. If it weren't you, we
your
wouldn't be having this interview.
inspiration, thank you. Thank
It takes
you
two.
very much. To everyone who is watching, I hope you felt inspired, encouraged, and reminded of your own path. And this path is not meaningless. If you'd like to learn more about Pauline's work, her initiative, or her new book, all the details will be in the description. Thank you for exploring with us. And remember also, this book is on Amazon, so you can get it. But all that information I'll give to you in the comment section. Until next time, keep growing, keep discovering, and keep working boldly in your purpose. And remember, keep exploring. So we'll see you next time. Peace out. Thank you, Pauline.